Peace, brothers and sisters. May 25th, 2005 started out as a normal day for me. I left my house in East Harlem, went to the Lower East Side to my job in a domestic violence safe house, a Safe Horizon safe house. And it was a normal day. I mean, back then, I was still really young and wild, still in my ego, thinking that the world revolved around me. And at that time, it did revolve around me. Hey, I was it, okay? Um, but I don't know, for some reason that day was just different. Um, I assisted someone on a move out, which normally I wouldn't have assisted someone on a move out because I didn't do manual labor. But our super was somewhere. I forgot where he was. It was like everyone that could have assisted was busy. Um, and I kept putting my legs on my table while I was reading the New York Daily News, and I kept saying, I'm not gonna help her. Like, she's gonna move out, and she had the biggest apartment there. It was like a two-bedroom, and I was like, I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna help her. I'm just gonna call this cab so they could take her. But something in my spirit kept saying, help her, help her, help her, help her move. So much that it was annoying me. It was Now I realize it was the Holy Spirit, but at that time I'm like, what the hell? So to make a long story short, I ended up helping the resident move out. When you're in a safe house, because we was in an undisclosed location where it was an apartment building. And it was a regular apartment building from the outside in. It was a regular apartment building. We just happened to house women that were survivors of domestic violence. So we had to do the move-ins and the move-outs real quick, just so you wouldn't draw too much attention from the residents in the neighborhood. So after I helped her move probably 30 to 40 large garbage bags, my back was inflamed. Oh my goodness. I was in so much pain that I didn't know what to do. And it was Memorial Day weekend of 2005. So I'm like, before the move, I'm like, oh, I'm about to hit it this weekend. I'm about to go see a couple of my girlfriends, get lit, and, just enjoy this weekend. Because I worked Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, so I had a ball. I came home and I could barely walk. I had to take a cab home. I laid down. Was like, I'm gonna lay here for a minute and take a bath so I could just unloosen my back. Next thing I know, I woke up the next morning and I was in so much pain that I lived on 104th and Madison Avenue. Mount Sinai emergency room is on 101st, I think, 100, either 101st or 99th in Madison Avenue. Normally, I'd just take a quick stroll and would be there in less than 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, give or take. I had to call a cab to take me a couple of blocks away. That's the confirmation. Um, so I saw the doctor. They really don't do too much. They gave me some Vicodin, no, Percocet and a Valium, and some scripts for that. And I came home, went to sleep, and was just in so much pain. I went to work. That was the 25th. Stayed home, didn't go back to work until the 2nd of June. For some reason, while I was home, I knew something in my body felt different. Um, I went just to get my papers in order and just to set things up because I'm like, I'll probably be out for a good 2 weeks just to get a little better. Um, then I went back to the hospital, to the emergency room. At this point, from the x-rays, they could tell it was something else. So fast track, 6 months shy of 20 years, I have never been inside of a workplace environment ever again. I had two herniated discs. 4 years later, I had a back surgery that took 7 hours. A titanium case. My doctor said I have a couple of houses worth of instruments inside of me. And he was a good doctor. But you never know how life is going to change for you. I was a person that always gave money, gave this to that person, gave this to that person. I was living a life of Raleigh. I had, a couple of friends. And I was living a life. I didn't have a care in the world. And I went from that to barely being able to walk from my bedroom to my bathroom, and my bathroom was right next door to my bedroom. And that was the first time in my life I was like, wow, I wish I would have had children when I was a teenager, because at least somebody would have been here to take care of me. But then I remembered this man named Mr. Moore, who was my father, and would have killed me if I would have been a teenage mother like the rest of my friends. But you got to make light of certain things. But the first couple of months going through comp and not realizing how long the situation would be, because I literally thought I was going to be back to work in 2 weeks. Um, and once I got the MRI with the news of the two herniated discs and that we would need surgery, and it took 4 years. I didn't get my surgery until 2009, messing with workers' comp. So, it has been something else. So, whatever you're going through in life, it can get better. And always remember, your worst day is still better than somebody's best day. So don't give up, and don't give up hope. Because if I would have gave up hope, who knows where I would be right now. Now, was the whole 20 years peachy cream? No, it wasn't. I had some times in there where I really didn't want to live. Because the pain was so great, and you go through depression and you go through so much, because when you can't go to the clubs anymore, your friends stop calling, when you can't lend people money anymore, your phone stopped ringing, so everything in my life changed. But I did not know that it was changing for the better, because God always has a plan that's much better than your plans. So he had to get me to a place to stand still and to remove all the people out of my life. He weeded the people out of my life who was no good. All the people I thought that was friends and was there to help me, he weeded them out. All the girlfriends who really wasn't worth nothing, he weeded them out. And he got me to a place where I couldn't move, so I had no other choice but to submit to him. Because I had did almost 20 years as a Muslim in Islam, and was just coming back to Christ, which was my religion from birth, because my mother's father and my father's father were both Muslims, so I knew about Jesus before I knew about my ABCs. Um, so you never know how things would happen. And the funny part was, the move out was not the most strenuous thing that I've ever done at my job. That was the funny part. I helped the super bring up wooden beds from one floor to another. So when God says that something's going to happen, it's going to happen. And that was in May. Sometime in January, something kept telling me, save more money, save more money. So I just started saving more money than I usually would save. And I lived off of those savings. And so my comp kicked in. And when comp kicked in, I still had some of that savings, because they always say it's better to be obedient than to be sacrificed. So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to let you go on that note. Oh, it's to be continued. But don't forget to tell someone that you love them. Give that love back to yourself. Self love is the best love. Until next time, brothers and sisters, peace and blessings.